Hello everyone, welcome to the series To Live or to Be Alive, What is Your Choice? Today I think I want to share something to do with the context of different situations and different people that we meet in life. Everything is to do with the context. Everything is in relation to something. Nothing is static as it is. So if we're happy about something, it is in relation to something. If we're sad, it is in relation to something. It's just not a static feeling or a static emotion that we go through. And the funny thing is, the same thing that probably was making us happy a couple of years ago, the same thing does not make us happy anymore. And the reason is because the context, the environment, the reasons, times, these are the elements that keep changing as nothing remains static. I had this very, I would call it, I think, a weak area that I had, a weakness in me right from childhood. I could never say no to people. And one of the main reasons why I could never say no to people was because I felt that somewhere I'm hurting the other person if I'm saying no. I would never think of the fact that what I'm taking on my plate, is it something which I wish to do? Is it something that I have enough time to do? Or is it something that I know to do? I would just land up saying yes to every individual who would come to me for any kind of help or support or anything for that matter. So even at work, I was not able to complete my tasks on time because majority of the time I was actually helping my colleagues and team members and people from other departments, thereby ignoring what my actual core role was. So I think with time, this started taking a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me. And there was a time, I think this is close to about 3 to 4 years ago, when I suddenly started developing a very shooting pain in my right shoulder. I wouldn't talk about this to anyone. Again, my core nature, I was not very expressive as a person as well, but I used to go through that tremendous shooting pain in my shoulder. And being used to a lot of self-reflection and being attuned on the spiritual aspect as well, I knew that this shoulder pain is not normal. I could make out that this is not normal. It's not that I'm working out or into very heavy strength training exercises or anything like that. This is the burden of additional responsibilities which I'm taking on me, and if I do not do anything about this now, it's going to harm me very, very badly in the coming days and years ahead. So that's when I made a conscious choice that, Sonali, you have to learn to say no. So there was this very, very tough journey that I went through. There was quite a bit that I released. I started to say no. Initially, there was a lot of discomfort. With time, it started getting better and better. I released a whole lot of responsibilities which were actually not for me at all. It was somebody else's that I was shouldering all this while. There were some very tough decisions that I made in life due to the same aspect, and this I would call it a winning streak, or for me to actually go against my belief of hurting somebody by saying no, to a point where I'm actually saying no without really thinking of the feeling or hurting somebody else, as long as there is a justification that I'm able to give. So I'm not saying it's easy. It is very, very tough, and there are times when I've needed support, when my friends have been there with me, my close colleagues, my loved ones have been there with me. There were people to whom I could talk about, share things, and that's how I managed to stretch and reach to a point where today I'm in a much, much better space, and thankfully the pain is still there, but I would say it's close to almost 60% cured, and I know it will cure more as time goes by. So is there anything in your life that needs any kind of a change, which is something that nags you from inside. It could be something big or it could be something very, very small. But if there is, just do this little exercise and see if that helps. And if you like what you've heard today, and you would like to be a part of this fantastic discovery journey, please join me by subscribing to this series called To Live or to Be Alive. What is your choice?